Hello and welcome to BoarBite with Maya Westwick
and George Ryan. We're finding out about the cost of living on campus.
A recent Boar investigation revealed that campus rent prices have gone up by 116% in the last decade.
With food costs constantly rising and the price of going out and transportation soaring, we want to find out if living on campus is value for money. I'm here with two second-year students that both live in Leamington to find out how they save money and their number one money-saving tip.
What I do to save money is plan everything in advance. Often what I find is when I do have my card on me, I tend to make a lot of spontaneous decisions which really don't go down too well.
What I do to save money is prioritize what I spend my money on and limit my nights out. Given that transport and cab costs and drinks, it adds up, and that is money that I don't need to spend.
Well, I usually go for about £50 a week, like just on entire living. So that includes like shopping, laundry, and going out. And well, going out is probably the most expensive thing. Every time you go to Leamington, you have to pay for at least £5 cab back, and then entry is probably £5, and that's before you even bought a drink.
Budget yourself like 30 quid, 25 quid per week, depending on like how much you eat and stuff and what your diet is. Then if you budget that and then just budget your going out money, then that saves money. So if you do a budget, I think that saves money overall. But if you don't budget, you're not sensible, then you could end up spending a lot of money.
For me and Ellie aren't doing that well, we're on overdraft.
We've all fallen victim to that horrible moment when you check your bank balance only to find that there's nothing there.
The recent all-student meeting voted to mandate Warwick SG's SABs to lobby the university not to raise rent on campus by more than RPI plus 2%.
We spoke to Democracy and Development Officer Cosmo March about his plans to implement this policy.
Okay, so the first thing to do would be to talk about what exactly that motion means. Essentially what passed is to mandate officers so that there's a meeting called Student Rents Working Group, or Working Party I think, and there are 3 sabbatical officers that sit on that, and that's essentially a meeting where the university presents to us their budget for the year in terms of accommodation prices and where rises are and why they're rising, in particular cases. Essentially that policy says that if the rise is over a certain threshold, which is RPI, so Retail Price Index, plus 2%, if it's over that, then we have to vote no. So that basically is telling the university that we're making a stand and saying, we accept the fact that there will be price rises with accommodation, but we won't take any more than this amount, basically.
And what's your number one money saving tip?
To get invited to your friend's house for dinner, for meals. Just not have to cook it.
Yeah, I think the number one like money saving tip is like plan your meals. So when you're shopping, like know what you're going to have during the week, and then like if you make too much, then freeze it and then use it for another meal. So that's like.
I think that comes second to avoiding Costco
Yeah.
at all costs. Convenience is definitely not worth it,
Yeah.
for sure.
My number one money saving tip would be when you go out, don't take your card with you. Just take a limited amount of cash on you, that way you will not make stupid decisions.
My money saving tip is quite a boring one, but it would have to be that if you're making a big meal, like spaghetti bolognese or big soup or something, make a really, really big portion of it, so there's like 4 portions, and then have one for dinner and freeze the rest and have them another day, or for lunch.
Oh hey, you've been watching BoarBite.
And remember kids, freeze your bolognese!